Patriots Seahawks. That's the Super Bowl for this year. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, even as a 49ers fan, I don't hate it at all. It's really nice not to see the Eagles or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl for once. But anyways, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kai Talks NFL. Today, we're gonna be recapping every single thing that happened in the NFL this past week. I'm thinking about doing this every single Monday where I basically just talk about all the news. And there was a lot of coaching changes. Obviously, we had the AFC and NFC championships. We're gonna talk about it all today. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, let me know with the like as I'm trying to grow my channel. And let's just get right into it. Starting off, we had the New England Patriots beating the Denver Broncos 10-7. I'm so glad we're not seeing Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I did not want to see that. Like, I already thought the Broncos were kind of a boring team to begin with, and then you had Jarrett Stidham in there. I don't think it would make for a very interesting Super Bowl. So I'm glad with the outcome because I really like Drake Money May too. This game was kind of a snooze fest. Drake May mostly used his legs to win them this game. Nobody could really pass or kick because it was literally dumping snow. But yeah, overall, really glad that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl over the Broncos. Sorry to any of my Broncos fans. Next, we had the Seattle Seahawks beating the Los Angeles Rams to also go to the Super Bowl. Is it wild to say I'd rather see Seattle go to the Super Bowl than the Rams? I don't know, something about the Seattle team. I know they beat us, but their story is really interesting this year. I mean, most people expected them to miss the playoffs, including myself. Sam Darnold's story's really good. JSN's story's really good. They got a new head coach. I kind of just like their story. I still hate the Seahawks, but I'd rather see them than the Rams, because the Rams were just in it like a couple years ago. And this game was the opposite. It was an absolute shootout. This game was cinema, will I say. But yeah, the Seahawks proved they're a legitimate threat this game on both offense and defense. Now we're getting into some of the head coaching stuff. The Dolphins signed Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. I don't really know much about the guy. I don't know if you guys know much about him, but I didn't really heard about him until a couple weeks ago. Hey, anything's better than Mike McDaniel though, am I right? Next, we had the Titans hiring Robert Saleh, unfortunately. I think the Titans made a great pickup. Robert Saleh is a great coach. Like, look what he did with all the injuries on defense this year. No other defensive coordinator's doing that. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it didn't work out the first time that he was a head coach. Dude, he was with the Jets. He was destined to fail. I think with the Titans and a young quarterback and Cam Ward, this team is gonna be at least half decent, maybe over 500. Or maybe it'll blow up in my face and he'll go back to the Niners because apparently we're just his side piece. But yeah, I think it's a great pickup by Tennessee, and obviously I'm sad as a Niners fan. Next, we have the announcement that Brandon Ayuk played his last snap as a 49er. Not surprised at all. I kind of knew this was gonna happen. The guy wasted his career. I'll say it over and over again. He really did. He screwed it up. So he was begging for money about, I think, 2 off seasons ago. He got a big contract, went into the season barely practicing in the off season, and then he tore his ACL in like week 6. Didn't play the rest of that year, and then we find out later this year that the team voided his contract, which basically means, well, you're not on contract, you're not getting paid. And the reason why is because Brandon Ayuk wasn't showing up to literally anything. Kyle Shanahan said he hadn't seen him in a month. And then we see videos of him speeding past Levi Stadium and all this other stuff. It just wasn't a good look from him, so I kind of expected this to happen. Now we're gonna take a look at the finalists for each NFL award. Now, I'm not gonna give my actual predictions for it. That's a completely separate video that I'm going to do. I'm just gonna run down the candidates right now. For the MVP, we have Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, Drake May, and Matthew Stafford. I found it a little interesting that Trevor Lawrence was in the MVP conversation, but I don't hate it by any means. I think he played pretty damn good at the end of the year. Next, we have the Defensive Player of the Year candidates, and they are Will Anderson Jr., Nick Bonito, Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson, and Micah Parsons. I'm pretty surprised Micah Parsons is also on here. The guy was out for like half the season, although he was still really damn good when he was in. Next, we have the Offensive Player of the Year candidates, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Puka, Bijan, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. No problem with any of these. I think these are all great. Next, we have the Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates, Jackson Dart, Emeka Egbuka, Travion Henderson, Tedero McMillan, and Tyler Shuck. I like that they added Tyler Shuck in here. I don't know who else they would add, but Tyler Shuck played pretty good at the end of the year, so I'm happy they added him in there. Next is the Defensive Rookie of the Year candidates, Abdul Carter, Nick Emmanwori, James Pierce Jr., Carson Schwarzenegger, I might have said that wrong, and Xavier Watts. No problem with any of these. these. Although I think the defensive rookies were kind of weak this year overall. Is that just me? Don't get me wrong, there are some pretty good players on there, but there was no really huge standout player that made a ton of impact. Next, we have the comeback player of the year, always an interesting one. We got Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, and Dak Prescott. No problem with any of these. Next, we have the head coach candidates. We got Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike Vrabel. No problem with these here. I think these are all great candidates, and this one's going to be probably the hardest one to pick, honestly. But, yeah, that's all the candidates for the NFL awards this year. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, let's talk about some more news. Fernando Mendoza has committed to the NFL draft. No surprise here. I mean, he's the best quarterback in the class. He looked really good in that national championship game, too. Little worried that he's probably going to go to the Raiders and he might get sent there to die. I want the guy to succeed, you know. If the Raiders just surround this guy with the pieces, I think he is going to be really good. Just please, Raiders, draft well. Next, we have Philip Rivers is interviewing for the Bills head coach job. Are you actually kidding me? Like, Philip Rivers, that's who you chose out of every single person. That might be worse than Mike McCarthy. I know you guys haven't signed him, but the fact that you even considered that, it's kind of crazy to me. No offense, Philip Rivers. Next, we have Mike McCarthy as the Steelers head coach. This isn't going to change any of the Steelers' problems. Literally, none of the problems are going to be changed. Sure, they're going to keep the wins, but they're still going to be mediocre. They're not going to take that next step. They're not going to have that young head coach to take that next step. They're just getting the same average coach who knows what he's doing, but he can't take that next step. You know what I mean? So I don't really like this move, and I don't think any Steelers fans do either. And finally, we have Jonathan Gannon is now the Packers defensive coordinator. I don't like Jonathan Gannon, dude. He does not seem like a good coach. I mean, didn't he punch a player last year? He just doesn't seem like he's got a good attitude. But if it helps Green Bay, it helps Green Bay. Anyways, that'll be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, let me know down below. Let me know if I should do these every week because I had a lot of fun doing this one. And I will see you all in the next one.